What is going on, Lego Maniacs? It's Ty, the Lego guy here, and welcome to the top 10 Lego themes that have ever been produced. So yeah, I've been wanting to do this one for a while. By a while, I mean like 6 months. And so we're finally getting it out. I've been thinking about this for actually the last couple days, and just breaking it down, which ones I think are the best themes, and it's really difficult. And again, this is just my opinion, so if you guys have different opinions, that's perfectly fine. In fact, leave them in the comments. I'm always curious to know what your guys' thoughts are on this. Anyways, this one should get interesting, but enough talk, let's get right into it. And to start her off, I felt we should give some honorable mentions, to some of the other themes that are out there that didn't make the list, just so we don't get a bunch of people triggered, because I did consider these ones, and there's a number of them. So I'm just gonna start listing them off. Harry Potter, Ninjago, Monkey Kid, Jurassic Park, Architecture, The Lone Ranger, Ninja, Vikings, Marvel, Batman, Indiana Jones, Speed Champions, Rock Raiders, Monster Fighters, Hidden Side, and last but not least, the basic creator line. I think these are all great themes. They just didn't make the cut in my opinion, but we're gonna get into exactly, why, by going through, these other themes and showing some of the sets. Anyways, just wanted to mention those ones to you guys. Let's now get into number 10. And at number 10, I've went with City. And the reason behind that, because you guys probably watch the channel and you're like, oh, Ty, you hardly ever do City reviews. Why are you saying City? I'm not a huge City guy, although I'm getting a little bit more into it, but I have to say, Castle, City, and Space kind of carried Lego throughout the 70s, 80s, and even earlier, well, mainly 70s, 80s, 90s. Those were the main themes. Pirates came in a little bit later, and if we didn't have Lego City, I don't think Lego could possibly not be around today, because, they could have went bankrupt, who knows. City's been a huge part of Lego. And I mean, the fire stations, the police stations. Also nowadays they incorporate City with space. They also incorporate it with underwater, deep sea voyages. They even get into Arctic now. So City's a really good theme, and I really like a lot of the off branches off of City that they have going on nowadays. But yeah, number 10, I have to say, has to be City. I couldn't forgive myself for not putting the City theme in the top 10. And at number 9, we went, forgive me for doing this, but I think this is pretty fair. 80s and 90s space, I think makes number 9. I'm talking Unitron, Space Police from back in the day, moving into Explorines, UFO, Spirus, RoboForce. There's so many great space themes, and they all kind of intermixed. A lot of times the bad guys like Spirus fought Unitron and Explorines. So it's they all kind of jive together. Space Police, there is 3 different eras of Space Police. And again, it's just one of those classic themes, and they have some great sets that were within, the space genre, I should say. It's just, yeah, I think definitely Space gets number 9. I was thinking of maybe putting it higher, but in my opinion, it falls into number 9 in my list. And again, keep that in mind. This is just, my opinion of the top 10 themes. Let's now move on to number 8. And at number 8, we've gone with none other than Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit, just because, it's the same type of book, same creator, right? Same world. That theme is fantastic, and I have to say it would make its way higher on the list if it wasn't it was only around for a number of years. It wasn't that long. I want to say 3 to 5 years, and they brought out some fantastic sets, An Unexpected Gathering, which was the Hobbit Hole of Bilbo Baggins, the Tower of Orthanc, the Battle of Helm's Deep, just some great overall Lego models. And I really hope that Lego brings back Lord of the Rings. It's unfortunate that it's not like Star Wars, where there's just not so many people that are so interested in it that it can last for 21 years. and have about like a 10-year gap between like movies not coming out, like 2005 to 2015. We're gonna get into this more, but like the fact that they still made Star Wars sets throughout all of that, the Clone Wars was going on, yes, there was still content, but it's just amazing. And I really wish that there was more interest in Lord of the Rings, because if they had been making sets for the last 21 years, it would be amazing what they could bring out. Anyways, that definitely comes in at number 8. Let's now move up the list. And at number 7, we've gone with none other than the Wild West cowboy theme. This was from the 90s, such a great theme. I have so much nostalgia for it. Now, I really wish they'd bring him back. The Lone Ranger, yes, was somewhat similar. I just didn't find it quite as good generally. Like the locomotive from that theme is fantastic, but just generally, I didn't think it was as good of a theme. I really hope that Lego, remakes this. I just like looking at Fort Legorado, the Sheriff's Lockup, the actual town for the Wild West theme. All great sets. Then you had the Native Americans in there. Like it was just, and they had their teepees and like just a great theme. And I really hope Lego brings them back. That definitely comes in at number 7. It might have made its way higher on the list if there's more Wild West themes that were made over the years. But yeah, still, all things considered, I definitely think that the 90s Wild West theme makes the cut to make it to number 7. And at number 6, and this should be no surprise to you guys if you've been watching this channel, at number 6, I've gone with the Adventurer theme. That was such a phenomenal theme, and I almost want to put it higher up on the list, but I had to be rational, put it where it was. I mean, like the Egyptian theme, when they go into the Amazon, the Orient Expedition theme. Dino Island was probably the weakest of the 4, but it was still decent. Such great sets. The Temple of Anubis, the Amazon Ancient Ruins set, they just had so many. The Sphinx, I just reviewed that actually. Such great sets that came out of that theme, and it had a sort of adventure type feel to it, and it was older, and they were even, generally looking at like ancient artifacts and whatever. It was just a perfect mix. It was kind of like Indiana Jones, but Lego just took it and made it their own. Anyways, that definitely comes in at number 7. I almost want to put it, number 6. I almost want to put it higher, but it's at number 6. Let's continue up the list. And with number 5, I've gone with the castle theme, specifically like Castle Kingdoms. I kind of all lump them together. So we're talking anything from like the 2000s to the 90s. Knight's Kingdom was definitely the weakest theme within that theme, or sub-theme, whatever you want to call it. But like the 90s castle sets where you had the Forest Men, and you kind of had like Richard the Lionhearted, like who it's kind of like based off of. The castles that it included, the creativity that they put into those builds was just phenomenal. And then like I think the Kingdoms theme for castle is actually pretty strong in like around 2010. Medieval Market, there were so many good sets that came out of castle, and it's been such a necessary theme with Lego over the years. Like it's like city to me, city space, same type of deal. But yeah, definitely Castle, Kingdoms, that type of like middle-aged Lego sets, I should just basically say, definitely make the cut for number 5. A lot of nostalgia for them, and they're just great models all in all. But now let's move on to number 4. And at number 4, I've gone with Pirates. If you guys have been watching this channel, it's probably not a surprise, but I just think it was such a great theme. Like the Enchanted Island, check out this model. The Imperial Flagship, the original Barracuda, like just such great models. And I actually wanted to throw in Pirates of the Caribbean in with this, but I thought that wasn't fair. It made an honorable mention, although Aquazone and Pirates of the Caribbean, I don't know what, they just didn't come to mind. Anyways, they were in there. You guys saw the printout of them. But yeah, like such a great theme. Really hope Lego brings them back with Barracuda Bay, with especially with the success it's had. That is an ideas set, so it doesn't fall into Pirates. Don't think that I'm throwing that in and including it with Pirates, even though it kind of is, just like Pirates of the Caribbean kind of is. But anyways, all in all, great theme. love pirates. And again, pirates and castle could almost be like, they're almost equal. Like one day I might think castle's better and the other day I think pirates is better. But I think I have to go with pirates for number 4. Yeah, let's now move on to number 3. And at number 3, we've gone with none other than the Ideas theme. Pirates of the Barracuda Bay is a perfect example of a great set that came out of that line, or that theme I should say. Also, the Old Fisherman's Store is fantastic. The Tree House is phenomenal. They have so many good sets with ideas, and what I love about it so much is that if enough people want it, it can be voted for, and like Lego will make it into a set. So the potential of this theme is ridiculous. In fact, one day I might remake this, like make another video down the line a couple years from now, and the Ideas theme may be number 1. Like, I just think it has so much potential, and they've brought out so many great sets, and I can't really say any one set's been that bad. Well, cough, typewriter, cough. Not a bad set, just why did they make a typewriter? But all in all, I just think that the Ideas theme is very strong, very solid. They brought out some fantastic models. Let's now move on to number 2. And at number 2, we've gone with a choice that's probably going to surprise you guys. I've gone with the Creator Expert theme. I just think it's a phenomenal theme. I mean, the Parisian restaurant, the modulars, in my opinion, are like better city sets. Like, not better, but just more detailed, more adult, you know, geared towards, and I just think they're phenomenal. Not only that, like we got like the London Bridge also as part of the Creator Expert line. A number of other great sets have been part of that theme, and I just think it's phenomenal. It's like, it takes the best of Creator and it takes the best of City, and it just mixes them and makes these extremely detailed models. And honestly, Lego modulars make me want to get into making a Lego City, and like, yeah, I just think that they're phenomenal sets, phenomenal theme. I've very rarely seen a Creator Expert set and been like, that set's not that good. They're generally all really, really good models. Anyways, that definitely makes number 2. Let's now move on to number 1, which kind of has a trick answer, but then a legitimate one. And at number 1, we've gone with none other than Star Wars. But there's a trick answer to this. But first off, let's just finish off Star Wars. Star Wars has been around for 21 years as of 2020. It has gone through there being no movies for 10 years like we talked about. Yes, there was Clone Wars, but still, between Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith, like the Clone Wars movie, there was 3 years. They continued to make these sets because they sold so well, because it's such a phenomenal theme. I mean, look at the UCS sets. The Slave One, amazing. The Super Star Destroyer. The Star Destroyer we got in 2019. Just great models. And I mean, there's been so many cool mocks with it. It's such a great story. Star Wars definitely, I think, is number 1 as of like when we're making this video. Again, ideas, they're getting pretty good, but Star Wars is just, it's phenomenal. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Great ships. If I could be candid, one area I think they could maybe improve on is make more like landscaped sets, like, you know, Enchanted Island, like more sets like Ewok Village and whatnot. But all in all, great theme, great sets, tons of detail, and it's just a phenomenal theme. Now, if I'm being tricky with it though, Lego Systems, if you look at any of the boxes for like the 80s and 90s, they all said Lego System, or at least part of the 80s. And Pirates, Castle, City, Space were all included under, even Adventures, at least the Egyptian line, and the Amazon line as well. They were all under that Lego Systems. So if we're being tricky, Lego Systems for me takes the cake as number 1. However, if we're just being, you know, cut and dry, no, you can't have like 5 themes fight against one theme. It's Star Wars. It's kind of like, you know, when Thanos is there and all the Avengers come to fight him and they beat Thanos at the end. It's kind of like that with like Lego System under those 5 themes. Even Wild West was part of that as well. And they all fight Star Wars and they win. As much as Star Wars isn't a bad guy, that's the best way I think I can illustrate it. I just think that, yeah, But yeah, Star Wars is definitely number one, and if we're being tricky, it's Lego systems. I mean, how can you fight like 5 or 6 great themes and still survive? As wonderful as Star Wars is. But anyways, that pretty well does this top 10 themes of all time video. But let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this. I'm assuming there's going to be all kinds of opinions, but that's great. That's what's awesome about Lego, is we get to talk about how we feel, and yeah, I mean, a lot of us are passionate about it, which is pretty cool as well. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. But if you like this video, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future top 10 videos we do on this list, on this channel. Not list. I'm hoping to do a lot more of them, and yeah, they're actually they're fun to do. They require quite a bit of research, but yeah, I just think they're an interesting video to really delve into and get everybody's opinions and takes on it. Hopefully no one got too triggered. But anyways, again, that's all I got for you today. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.